Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's MarkWithGeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Hang on, I got a familiar friend. 1 minute. That is absolutely fantastic. And as viewer Ken Frederick wrote, hi, Mark. Tim Hortons Canadian-styled coffee for me today. Well, the same for me as well, Ken. Right here, Tim Hortons, Canada's favorite coffee, is in my mug this morning. An absolutely fantastic coffee. And the mug this morning is from Wolf Whiskers, Peter Wolf at Wolf Whiskers. My thanks again to Peter for very kindly sending this along to the channel. Love the artwork on the badge right there. Absolutely fantastic. And of course, Peter makes some of the most wonderful, finest shaving brushes out there. Get up to his website. We'll have it linked below and get on the waiting list for one of those really wonderful Wolf Whiskers shaving brushes. And again, thanks to Peter very much for sending along this really terrific coffee mug. Hang on. One more sip. Yeah, absolutely. And I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. As we like to say on the show, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug. Let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Absolutely. Okay, one more. That is absolutely fantastic. Now, I almost did something that maybe some out there may not approve of. I was at Sam's Club and I picked up this Folgers Classic Roast Instant Coffee. I don't know if we should use this on the show. I almost used it and I thought, I don't know, maybe not. It's 100% pure coffee. It's instant. I'm assuming it's freeze dried. But we picked that up and I thought I'd get it for when I want a cup of coffee in a pinch, put it in the pantry. It's freeze dried. It's going to keep forever, I think. And I have not opened it up yet. You can see it right there. But comment below and let me know if you think this is going to be appropriate for the show. Instant coffee. We talk about all these great coffees we have on the show, and I thought, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll have a cup of instant coffee. I don't know. That might be sacrilege. I'm not entirely sure. So comment below and let me know if it's okay to go with Folgers Classic Roast Instant Coffee down the road sometime. Yeah. Okay. Hey, if you're taking me along on your morning commute, thanks very much for the lift. I really do appreciate that. If you are listening to the podcast this morning, thanks very much for tuning us in. Really do appreciate it. I really love hearing that folks are listening to the audio-only version of the Monday Morning Mailbag in podcast form. So thanks very much for that. I really do appreciate that. We got a great show for you this morning. We got a really neat shaving tip. We got a really neat shaving tip for you this morning. We also have a shave den visit of sorts. Stay tuned for that. That's really kind of neat. We have an update on the winner of the Stirling Shave Soap giveaway. We had two winners. We were looking for the second winner. The second winner came forward. We got some great refill comments. New wet shaving gear. Boy, we got some great new wet shaving gear this morning. And my thanks to everyone who contributed to this week's new wet shaving gear segments. Really terrific stuff. Really excited to show that to you this week. And we also have some really terrific questions and comments. Now, today is a national holiday in the United States of America. It is Memorial Day here in the United States. So the banks are closed, post office is closed, no trading on Wall Street, that sort of thing. And people sometimes get the meanings of Memorial Day and Veterans Day confused. So we will give you the meaning of Memorial Day here this morning via my assistant right over there. Alexa, what is Memorial Day?
Memorial Day is a federal holiday in the United States for honoring and mourning the U.S. military personnel who died while serving in the United States Armed Forces.
All right, so that's what Memorial Day is. I also found this information here on the web on how to observe Memorial Day. And as they write here, the memorial in Memorial Day has been ignored by too many of us who are beneficiaries of those who have sacrificed their lives for our freedom and liberty. Often we do not observe the day as it should be, a day where we actively remember those Americans, including our ancestors, family members, loved ones, neighbors, and friends who have paid the price for the blessings of liberty. You can change this by doing the following. By wearing your Memorial Day button from the 1st of May until Memorial Day, by visiting cemeteries and placing flags or flowers on the graves of our fallen heroes, by flying the U.S. flag at half-staff until noon. Memorial is a day of national mourning. By attending religious services of your choice, by visiting memorials, by participating in a national moment of remembrance at 3 p.m. local time to pause and think upon the meaning of the day and for taps to be played where possible, and by renewing a pledge to aid the widows and orphans of our fallen dead and to aid the disabled veterans. So those are ways that you can observe Memorial Day throughout the entire month of May. So a great reminder, and we will link to that information on the website, on this particular website below, so you can go through it as a reminder. And so I just thought I'd share that with you because people do get Memorial Day and Veterans Day rather confused. The Memorial Day is kind of the official start of summer here in the U.S. And as the article points out, we sometimes forget the memorial in Memorial Day. Coincidentally, viewer Bob LaRoe sent along this photo, and he wrote, "At the Saugus Memorial Day Parade with my good friend, Navy Chaplain Dean Peterson, a Vietnam veteran, who was our guest speaker this morning. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your service, and thank you again for helping us to remember the memorial in Memorial Day." So I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. We got a great show, as I mentioned. So let's get things kicked off like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. This morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Ken Williams. And Ken writes, Mark, I bought the smallest tin snips on Amazon and I cut half of the edge off my DE blades. Now every DE razor is safe from nicking my ear area, especially on head shaves. A little OCD, but what the heck? He also continues here in a second email to me. Hi, Mark. Here is the picture of the tin snips. On Amazon, they are Irwin Tin Snip, flat blade, 7-inch, and this is model number 22007 or catalog number 22007 for $9.55. If you look at the razor blade in the attached photo, I cut the edges off about halfway. The right side is cut and the left side is how they come. I usually do a box of 10 and put them back in the paper wrap they come in. Doesn't take long, and now I never nick my ear when face or head shaving. Maybe I have too much spare time, but this really works for me and really does not take much time or hassle at all. By the way, love the R89 and Mula blades. Thanks for showing us new and great shave products. It's quite a fun hobby. Any questions, let me know. Ken Williams. Ken, again, all this great information comes courtesy of all the wonderful viewers and fellow wet shavers out there. And, without them, as I say, without you, this microphone would be silent. So my thanks to everyone out there who contributes to the show week in and week out. I really do appreciate it. They're the ones responsible for all this great new wet shaving gear that we show on the show and all the great shaving tips and questions and comments and refill comments and all that good stuff. The viewers really make this show. So I will pass along your thanks to everyone out there. So thanks very much for those kind words. And thanks very much for a terrific shaving tip. We like to point out that some razors will enclose the end tabs of the razor blade, and some other razors, maybe they peek out a little bit. This is a great way of getting those end tabs out of the way. Get a pair of tin snips and just cut them off and insert that blade into your favorite razor, and then you're good to go. That really is a neat shaving tip, Ken. So thank you very much. And to say thank you, for you and only you, an original signed George sketch. So please email me your snail mail address to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And if you out there would like an original signed George sketch, just send me a shaving tip. Send that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use it here on the morning shaving tip segment of the Monday Morning Mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So Ken, thanks again very, very much for a really, really neat shaving tip. Really do appreciate it. Well, this morning we have an extra shaving tip, and it comes all the way from Japan, courtesy of viewer Colonel Mully. And this is in regards to getting that tombak lid under control. And you can hear mine rattling right now. And he writes, "Good morning from Japan, Mr. Mark. I'd like to submit this short clip showing how to get your tombak lid under control. Make sure you use the wider rubber band and not the little thin ones. Thanks for always accepting my silly submissions, Mark. Mully." Not at all, Mully. I think these are great. Take it away. All right, for those of you who are listening to the podcast, I'll give you a little narration. Mully is holding a tombak shaving bowl, and now he's shaking it, and that lid is rattling. And now he's thinking about a solution, and he comes up with an idea, a rubber band. These are a little thicker rubber bands. And he's showing the rubber band. He's taking the lid off the tombak shaving bowl. He's placing it face down on the table. He's taking the rubber band and wrapping it around that inner rim of the lid. And now he's placing it on the tombak bowl, pressing it down, and he's shaking it, and it no longer rattles. He's even holding it upside down, and it remains in place without coming off. Problem solved. Hey, that was terrific. That's a really, really terrific and original solution. Just get a little wider rubber band and just use it on the inner rim of your tombak lid, and rattles no more. Now, maybe you're like me and you kind of like the rattle. I kind of like the rattle. I think that's what makes the tombak shaving bowl unique. But some out there maybe don't like the rattle of the lid. Well, here's a great solution for that. So my thanks to Colonel Mully, all the way from Japan, for very, very kindly sending that video along. Thanks again, Colonel Mully. Really do appreciate it. Well, we have a shave den visit of sorts, and it comes from viewer Dan Blackshire. And this is what's going on in his shave den. He writes, "Mark, just wanted you to know we have a new wet shaver in the family. My 7-year-old Nathan was watching me shave and decided it was time for him to start shaving. He prides himself a cowboy and now believes a cowboy should have a fresh shave every day." Attached is a video and some pictures with a boom lather. He is a joy and always cracks me up. Yeah, blessings, Dan Blackshire. Well, here it is, folks. All the way from Dan's shave den, 7-year-old Nathan having a shave.
Boom, lather, marvelous.
For those of you listening to the podcast, 7-year-old Nathan is using his father's shaving brush and shaving bowl and getting a bit of lather and applying it to his face, then taking his father's safety razor, with no blade in it, of course, and going about standing in front of the sink and mirror and having a traditional wet shave at 7 years old. Hey, that was terrific, Dan. Thanks very much for sending along. Very flattered that Nathan got that boom lather in there. That's really terrific. And I'm sure a lot of wet shavers out there in watching this remembered perhaps a moment they had with their young son shaving alongside of them, or as a young boy shaving along with their dad. Those kinds of moments really are very, very memorable and part of the traditional wet shave history and tradition. I know a lot of wet shavers out there mention this in their emails and messages to the show about how they remember shaving with their dad when they were 5, 6, 7 years old, just as Nathan is doing here, or they were allowing their young son to kind of shave along with them in the shave den. Yeah, it really is kind of a bonding moment between father and son, or grandfather and grandson, however it happens. So yeah, I think a lot of wet shavers out there, this will resonate with a lot of wet shavers out there who have had similar moments in their lives like this. So thanks very much for sending that along, Dan. Really do appreciate it. And Nathan, welcome to the traditional wet shave. Enjoy the wet shaving journey. Well, here's your weekly reminder that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Simply get up to your favorite streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and More, Monday Morning Mailbag and More, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our other podcast, Second Cup, will come right up. Both of those podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, and now right here on YouTube. Well, a few weeks ago, Stirling Soap Company very kindly sponsored a giveaway right here on the Monday Morning Mailbag, and we had two winners of that coniferous shave bundle. They gave away 2 coniferous shave bundles, and that shave bundle consisted of a coniferous shave soap and coniferous aftershave splash. And 2 winners were selected. The first winner, DeRosa Lawyers, all the way from Australia, contacted us, and we got a hold of their shipping information and sent that to Rod and Mandy, and they very kindly sent their prize forward. And the second winner, Nuke Driver, had not contacted us, so we did a little detective work and found Nuke Driver. That's Jeff Bradley. He missed the the announcement, and we contacted him, and he said, "Yeah, that's me, Nuke Driver." Everything matched up, so he very kindly sent along his shipping information, and we forwarded that to Rod and Mandy. So DeRosa Lawyers and Nuke Driver both have their prizes on the way if they have not already received them. So I just wanted to give you that update that both winners of the coniferous shave bundle that was very kindly and generously donated by Stirling Soap Company have come forward. We've sent the shipping information to Rod and Mandy over at Stirling Soap Company, and they should be receiving those prizes very, very soon if they haven't already received them. So again, my thanks to Rod and Mandy of Stirling Soap Company for very, very kindly sponsoring this particular giveaway on the Monday Morning Mailbag. It was really, really terrific and a lot of fun. And we hope to do it again down the road sometime soon. So thanks again, Rod and Mandy and everyone at Stirling Soap Company. Really do appreciate it. And once more, congratulations to DeRosa Lawyers and Nuke Driver. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low, that time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. No, wait a minute, I didn't. Hang on. Hang on. Let me go back for a refill. 1 minute. This never happened before. I forgot to, laying everything out and going through my notes. I forgot to get a refill. Hang on 1 minute. I'll be right back. 1 minute. Okay, now. Now I'm all set. Now for sure I went back for a refill. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Hang on 1 minute. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Once again, Tim Hortons, Canada's favorite coffee. Really, really like it a lot. And also, let us know in the comments below, yay or nay to Folgers Instant Coffee. Should we use it on the Monday Morning Mailbag or just pass and leave it in the pantry so it never sees the light of day ever again? So just throwing that out there. So let us know. Instant coffee, yes. Instant coffee, no. Let us know in the comments below. And again, great to be with you this morning. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. We got some great comments in the refill section, refill segment. We're going to kick it off with something from viewer Chris Whitty, who wrote, great 3MB. So, sad news first. I lost my father a month ago. I had gotten him a 1956 Gillette Blue Tip, refinished by Razor Emporium, the year he was born. Mom gave me back the razor recently because he wanted me to have it. I had my first shave with it yesterday. It was great. 68-year-old razor. Gillette Platinum Russian blade. King R Emporium CK1 soap, and aftershave with a green ray brush. Your stories about getting a razor from your dad made me feel like I should share. It was something he and I both enjoyed, and you stating the importance of finding your father's razor to you had given me the idea to get this for him for his birthday last year. Also, I agree, Matt and his team are excellent for giving these razors the respect they deserve, and the care they take with their refinishing process is excellent. Chris, wow, that is just, boy, I read that. It really moved me. I am just really, really so sorry for your loss, but what an awesome connection you had with your father through that razor. Beth Jones added in the comments, I am so sorry your father passed away. I know how difficult it can be when a child loses their parents. Here's what I wrote to Chris. I said, Chris, I'm so very sorry for your loss. It sounds like you and your dad had a real connection through the traditional wet shave. Getting your dad the Razor Emporium replated and tuned Gillette Blue Tip was so very thoughtful of you. That razor, more than any other, has a very special and unique connection. From son to father, and now from father to son. God bless you. Yeah, it's gone full circle. Usually we hear of a father or a grandfather handing the razor down to their son or their grandson. Your razor has made a different journey and has a really, 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 really unique and special connection in that you gifted it to your father, and now it's come back to you after your father using it. That's absolutely wonderful and marvelous, and I know it's something you're going to treasure for many, many years to come, which is another reason why we showed Dan Blackshear's son, Nathan, shaving this morning, because, again, there is this great family connection and bond through the traditional wet shave. And many of you out there have those wonderful memories of your son or grandson shaving with you in the shave den, or maybe you were that little boy shaving with your father or grandfather in the shave den, and it makes that great connection. And many, many years later, you might have that razor that dad or granddad used. It really is a very, very special bonding process. And again, Chris, your razor has an extra special meaning. It really does. So that's really, really marvelous. Robert Ross wrote, "Hey, Chris, my condolences regarding your father. Your dad would love it if you used his razor. You will think of him every time you shave." Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly with that, Robert. And my thanks to Robert and Beth for leaving some really very, very thoughtful comments. So, Chris, again, my condolences to you on the loss of your father. It sounds like it was really a special bond between the two of you. And really, you have that wonderful, wonderful razor. And as Robert says, you're going to think of your dad every time you use it. I know I think of my father whenever I use that razor, his razor. It really is very, very special. So, Chris, thanks very much for sharing that. And again, my condolences to you and your entire family on the loss of your father. But thank you very much for sharing that. This comes from viewer James Sefton. Hey, Mark, glad to hear your trip to California was great and another great 3MB as always. I have to get a Stirling mug on my next order from them. Every time I see one of them, I want one. Have a great day and the rest of the week. Yeah, that Stirling mug came from viewer Mark Bagwell. Hang on, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go get it so you can see it. 1 minute. Boy, I'm getting up and coming back. Hang on 1 minute. Yeah, we'll show you the Stirling mug here. This is another terrific mug. We're using the Wolf Whiskers mug this morning. Both of these are just absolutely wonderful. The Stirling mug has a really, really wonderful badge on it. And you can get this from their website where they sell a lot of great coffee. And again, my thanks to Mark Bagwell for sending along all that wonderful Stirling coffee and this mug. This mug is absolutely wonderful. So yeah, we'll link the Stirling store below so you can check out all their coffees and also this really, really wonderful Stirling mug. So hopefully I won't be moving away from the microphone again. Hopefully the refill segment will be smooth running from this point forward. So, James, thanks very much for that comment. Really do appreciate it. Dan Blackshire wrote, Mark, another great 3MB. Just love the information and passion. I have the Pearl Slant, and for $15, it is an exceptional value and shave. I use the Kia blades and found the only place they are reasonably priced is Amazon. You can get 100 for $32 or 32 cents a blade. We talked about the price of Kia blades, and you can probably get some deals on those. The Kia blades are kind of the rival to the feather blades. A lot of wet shavers feel the Kia are a little sharper but smoother. Again, it's a your mileage may vary kind of thing. And yeah, Dan, that Pearl Shaving Slant is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful razor. I've already done the review. It's edited. It's ready to go. And it was really a wonderful, wonderful shave. And I love the stainless steel handle because it adds some really nice heft to it. And yeah, stay tuned for the video. Stay tuned for the review. That should be this week, I think. When I got back from California, I started back in on doing reviews and editing things and really kind of put my head down and move forward to get some things done. So trying to remember where everything is scheduled now. But yeah, I recall that was a really, really terrific shave. I agree with you. It's just a wonderful, wonderful slant razor. It really is. Jim from Northfield wrote, Hey, Mark, I emailed Timeless Razor on when and where the change will take place. I'll let you know what I find out. Also, those feathered blades you use in the one-blade razor also fit any vintage valet auto strop razor perfectly. So if you ever come across one of those vintage classics, you have a blade to use. Thanks as always for your 3MB, Jim from Northfield. Jim, thanks for this great information because those feather blades for the one-blade razor, we reviewed the one-blade Element. Wonderful, wonderful razor. Really, really terrific. And of course, the one-blade Genesis is just a superlative razor. I believe Mantic 59 really likes that one a lot. Mantic 59, if you're tuning in, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Genesis, the one-blade Genesis, is really at the top of his list. Here, the Element is an all-metal constructed one-blade razor, and it'll get you into a one-blade razor at a really nice price point of less than $80, and you get blades with it as well. And a lot of viewers have said, well, it's a proprietary blade, and yes, it is. However, as Jim says, if you have a valet auto strop razor, these blades will fit that. So there you go. Jim, thanks very much for that valuable piece of information. Really do appreciate it. And yes, let us know when Timeless Razor makes the change to their new location. I believe, as I recall, you mentioned it's also going to be a storefront. So really looking forward to that. And yeah, that's not very far away from where I am, probably 45 minutes to an hour, maybe a little more than an hour. Well, we'll find out. When we have more information about their location, we will let you know. So thanks very much for that, Jim. Really do appreciate it. 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes wrote Kai blades. Oh, did I say Kia? Somebody wrote Kia. Oh, they meant, Dan Blackshaw wrote, I'll back up, Kia. No, it's Kai blades, not Kia. Kia is an automobile. Kai blades. My apologies. I should have picked up on that. I see it right here. Okay, no harm, no foul. Dan was talking about Kai blades. Okay, so we've got that straightened out. 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes. Thank you very much for having it right here. Kai blades. And he writes, Kai blades expensive? Razor Blades Club online seller shows one of Kai to be 60 cents, and as comparison, one of feather is 59 cents. Not either so expensive if you can make a number of high shaves per blade. No trouble getting more than 12 shaves from a single feather. I'd hope Kai is as stable. Well, there you go. Yeah, 12 shaves from a feather, possibly 12 shaves from a Kai blade. Yeah, if it's that good of a blade and they're charging a little more, you should possibly get a lot of shaves from it. So thanks very much for that. 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes. Really do appreciate it. Oh, he also adds this. The new viewer and shaver Brock and his choices for shaving soaps. Oh yeah, this was Brock. Oh, we're going to be talking about this a little more in the questions and comments, but here's what 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes offers here in the refill segment. Brock was a new wet shaver, and he needed some information and recommendations about artisan shave soaps or shaving soaps in general. And we had a little bit of a discussion on that in the previous Monday morning mailbag. Well, here, 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes is offering the following. The new viewer and shaver Brock and his choices for shaving soaps. All of the available shaving soaps will work very well. To stick with Stirling or try something different is all about the same. You could try a few, up to you, maybe 6, maybe 8, maybe 10, whatever, different soaps over the next couple of years. A slim chance is that you may find one which you do not prefer, but for sure it still works effectively. Also know this, as an example, if you have a new soap, firm or hard in form, or maybe about 3 ounces or more, the soap may last you a year or more, something which I am seeing now. Yeah, boy, these shave soaps, they last a good long time. And a lot of these artisans pack a lot of shave soap into their containers. So yeah, you get a lot of product, a lot of bang for the buck. And that's why a lot of times we kind of forego soap economy and just load away. Just load it away. Just load that shaving brush with a generous amount of soap and build that lather. And if you have leftover lather after the shave, like me, you can always set it aside and use it for a head shave later on or the following day. Or just start all over with fresh stuff the very next day, because if you get into the traditional wet shave and you've collected a number of shave soaps, you're going to have a lot, and it's going to be a couple of centuries before you go through all of them. But part of the fun and the attraction of the traditional wet shave is the wonderful variety of shave soaps that are available, the wonderful variety of performance and scents, and how you can kind of tailor your shave from day to day using these different scented shaving soaps and aftershave splashes. And it's an absolutely wonderful process, and the variety that is out there really enhances the traditional wet shave. So 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes. Thanks very much for that. Really do appreciate it. Hey, Stuart Bender wrote, "Hi, Mark. Thanks for another great video. You can never go wrong with Stirling soaps. And the one blade looks interesting. One question, how grippy is the one blade handle when your hands are soapy and wet?" Well, you know what? We're going to go get the one blade right now. I'm going to get up again. I should have put it out here. My apologies. Hang on. I'll be right back. Okay, we've got the one blade right here. I already took the literature out, so it's not in the way. And here it is right here, and we're going to pull that out. Okay, so here's the thing that I found. I have found that the anodizing, that's rather smooth there. I was under the impression that it might have a little bit of a tooth. It really doesn't. However, these channels that are on either side of the handle, your fingers kind of fit in and mold very, very well, and that helps with the grip. I don't recall this razor handle slipping up or feeling overly slippery or anything like that. I felt like I always had control of the razor, and I thought it just did a great job. And like I say, it's a nice smooth finish. There might be a very, very, very slight tooth to the finish. Maybe it's very, very slight. Some would say no, it's probably a nice smooth finish, but I would say there might be a little bit of a tooth there that might help the grip. And even when it gets wet, that might also help, because I don't recall this ever being overly slippery or slick in my hand. But again, these channels on either side of the handle, your fingers just kind of, my thumb and my finger just kind of fit right in there and kind of mold into that. And that really provides a nice grip. So I really enjoyed the shave with the one blade. We're going to use it again. And really like it a lot. And the main thing here is, because the Genesis is such a top shelf razor and priced accordingly, if you've always wanted to try a one blade razor, the Element is really the perfect introduction to this kind of razor, because it is very well made. It has that wonderful pivoting head. It is a single edge single edge razor, comes with feather blades. And again, I've said it before, this is the only razor where I have no fear of a feather blade. I pop that feather blade in and I get an absolutely marvelous, marvelous shave with it. And it really is a terrific, terrific razor. And it's also a nice razor to help you move into the traditional wet shave from a cartridge razor because of its pivoting head. You get to use a single blade, a single edge, but you also have that pivoting action. So it really will help you kind of transition from the cartridge razor to a traditional DE or SE razor. It really is terrific. And again, a really, really nice price point. So yeah, those channels on either side of the handle really help your fingers and your thumbs. It really kind of mold to the handle. So that's why I didn't experience any slippery slickness. It didn't slip out of my hand at all. So yeah, thanks very much for that question, Stuart. Really, really do appreciate it. Dan Blackshear again commented, sharp-dressed man is incredible. If Stirling makes a scent that ends in man, get it. Mountain Man is incredible, as well as sharp-dressed man and executive man. The only Stirling man I don't have is Rambling Man, but will wind up getting it. I'm not familiar with Rambling Man, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm familiar with the others. And the one thing I've noticed about the Man soaps from Stirling is they seem to be rather cross-compatible in scent, or very, very close, in the same kind of ballpark. And I know for my shave, I didn't happen to have a balm for Sharp-Dressed Man, so I used Mountain Man as the balm for upstairs on my head, and it fit in very, very nicely. It didn't fight the Sharp-Dressed Man aftershave splash scent. So it seemed to kind of cooperate with it. But Stirling makes some really, really great shaving soaps, and the Executive Man, Mountain Man, Sharp-Dressed Man, yeah, those are all terrific. Very, very good point. And that's a great way of looking at those offerings from Stirling Soap Company, the Man series of shave soaps. Hopefully Rod and Mandy are watching this, and maybe they'll put a dedicated page on their website, the Man series of shaving soaps. So they're all on like one page, so you can see them all right there. That would be kind of neat. Maybe they do that now. I don't know. I got to get up there and take a look. But if not, it's a really, really neat idea. So Dan, thanks very, very much for passing that along. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up this week's refill segment. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. Viewer Andrew Hill writes, first off, great show as always. Great tips and great new shave segment. I wanted to share a couple of things. A coffee that is new for me is by Seattle's Best. It's called Henry's Blend. I have shared pictures. A wonderfully dark, smooth coffee. And I like the little story behind the name. Secondly, on your tip this week of cleaning brushes, I'm not sure how many know of this product, but Zingari Man makes a brush cleaner. Comes in a tub like shaving soap, but it's a cleaner designed to get built up soap scum out, as well as the smell of new badger or boar brushes. I also left pictures of that. Again, great show, and thank you again for the time you take putting all this together every week. Andrew Hill. Andrew, thank you very much for the kind words, but again, the show would not be possible without the cooperation and participation and contributions of all the viewers and fellow wet shavers out there. So my thanks to all of them for sending in some great, great information. Whenever I sit down to start putting the show together and laying out my show notes, I'm always thinking, my gosh, am I going to have enough for a show? And then all of a sudden, people come through with some really, really wonderful information, and I end up having enough for a show and a half. It really is remarkable. So my thanks to everyone out there for contributing. I really, really do appreciate it. And again, Andrew, thank you for the very, very kind words. And thank you, first of all, for the coffee recommendation, Henry's Blend from Seattle's Best. Folks, we'll get a link for that So you can check that out. And Zingari Man, we use Zingari Man aftershave balm, the unscented aftershave balm, on my recent trip to California. I happened to pick that up at the Maggard meetup. They were handing out samples, and we need to talk about Zingari Man a little more on the show. So if anyone out there uses Zingari Man shaving products, shave soap, aftershave splash, balm, please send in a review or two to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and we'll share with all the viewers here. And I hope to get some Zingari Man down the road as well and do a review of their shave soap and splashes and balms. The balm was wonderful, so I guess you can say that I do have an unofficial review of a Zingari Man product because we did talk about it in a recent California shave that I posted on the channel. That unscented aftershave balm just came in so wonderfully well. I mean, it was just terrific, terrific stuff. So I'm sure all their other shave soaps and aftershave splashes are just top notch. So thanks very much for the recommendation on their brush cleaner and also for the recommendation on Seattle's best Henry's Blend coffee. Really do appreciate it, Andrew. Thanks again very, very much. Viewer Mark Bagwell sent along this review of Ariana and Evans Tobacco Cashmere Shaving Cream. Wow, the name in and of itself sounds so inviting. And Mark writes, the scent. Think of a masculine woodsy scent that is both exotic and smooth at the same time. The scent strength out of the tub is a 4, but smooths down to a 1 or 2 when lathered. And the scent lasts throughout the shave. You can check the Ariana and Evans website for a full list of scent notes. Building a lather. I used my Captain's Choice copper bowl called the Obsidian. My brush was a 712 by Wolf Whiskers. The knot is a 26mm G5 synthetic from Maggard's. It took all of 25 or 30 seconds to build a deep, rich lather. Let's talk about the performance. The lather was both slick and cushiony. It definitely protected my face from the blade. Ariana and Evans has become a major player in the world of shaving creams. My final thoughts. The cream has a great scent while being slick and cushiony. You can't go wrong with Ariana and Evans shaving creams. Hey, Mark, thanks again for a terrific review of this new line of shaving creams from Ariana and Evans. Here's another offering from them, Tobacco Cashmere. Folks, it sounds wonderful. Mark says it's very, very slick, very cushiony, and really does protect. So we'll have a link of Ariana and Evans Tobacco Cashmere Shaving Cream below. Mark, thanks again very, very much. Well, we have a couple of new offerings from Denton Majik this week. And my thanks to Mark Denton for very, very kindly sending these along to the channel, allowing me to share them with all the viewers out there. First up is this one right here. This is Sabonnet de Barber de Portugal shave soap right there. Let me get that on. Let me get that on camera, as well as the aftershave splash. Boy, is this a marvelous scent. This is inspired by the classic Portuguese shave soap Magano. I absolutely love this scent. Light, sort of spicy, but in a good way. I imagine a barbershop in Portugal with the doors open. It's hot out, but this smell is refreshing. Here's the scent profile. Mahogany, marine notes, and teak wood. Yeah, he also sent along the splash. And again, the great thing about Denton Majik is they offer the shave soaps and the splashes in smaller packaging, smaller containers. So if you have space considerations in your shave den, boy, this is terrific. You can get a lot of Denton Majik shave soap and aftershave splashes for your shave den, and it's not going to take up a lot of space. Now, this is really a nice kind of a soft crope kind of shave soap. I really look forward to shaving with these. I'll scrape out a little bit and put it in the shaving bowl. Now, the scent is marvelous. Oh yeah, this scent is right on the money of the original Magano, because we reviewed this some time ago right here, and we got a really rich, creamy lather from the original Magano. And this scent, yeah, boy, he's got it. He really does. As a matter of fact, I think the Denton Majik shave soap here, the homage to Magano, has a little more depth than the original Magano, but it's right there. So yeah, looking forward to using it and reviewing it and comparing it to the original. The scent is very, very good. Really, really terrific homage to Magano. So check out Sabonete de Barber de Portugal shave soap. It's an homage to Magano, both the shave soap and aftershave splash in some really, really nice compact containers that won't take up a lot of space in your shave den, but boy, oh boy, do they pack a lot of product in this container. So it's going to last you a good long time. The next shave soap and aftershave splash that Mark very kindly sent along is one we have talked about on the show previously, as I recall. This is Strayer's Mommy Apothecary Shave Soap. Yeah, and we also have the matching splash right here. And as he writes here, this scent is inspired by Bulgari Man. The first time I got a whiff of this cologne, it somehow reminded me of my grandpa Strayer. Clean, amber, woody fragrance that is not too overpowering. In a way, it reminds me a little bit of Dior Fahrenheit, but less in your face and cleaner. The dry down is very classy. Now here are the scent notes. The top notes are bergamot, white pear, violet leaf, and lotus. The middle notes are woody notes, vetiver, amber, cypriol, sandalwood, and cashmere wood. The base notes are tonka bean, honey musk, and benzoin. Now he talks about the label here. Get a good look at the label right there. The label for this was fun to make. The picture is my grandpa Strayer's senior picture that is on top of a land map where the Strayers settled in Monclova Township in Maumee, Ohio. How about that? That is really, really terrific. Get a really nice look at that. That is terrific. Wow. And again, this kind of goes back to that family connection of the traditional wet shave that we kicked off with 7-year-old Nathan there in the shave den, Dan's 7-year-old son. That is absolutely a terrific, terrific connection. So let's sample the scent here, and we'll give you an idea of what this is like. A very, very clean. Yeah, clean amber fragrance. It is not overpowering at all. As a matter of fact, I think that the Sabonete de Barber de Portugal is a little stronger scent-wise than the Strayers. But both of them are very, very nice. And this has a nice clean scent. Now, the scent might develop a little bit as you build a lather, but it's a very nice, clean scent. And I'm looking forward to reviewing this one as well. So there you go, 2 brand new shave soap and aftershave offerings from Mark Denton at Denton Majik. Once again, this one is called, let me get it up on here, right here, Strayer's Maumee Apothecary and Sabonete de Barber de Portugal. 2 great shaving soaps and aftershave splashes from Denton Majik. My thanks to Mark Denton for very kindly sending these along to the channel and allowing me to share them with all the viewers out there. Thanks again, Mark. Really do appreciate it. Mark Bagwell checked in again with a review of a Wolf Whiskers shaving brush. And of course, once again, we're using the Wolf Whiskers coffee mug. Thanks again to Peter Wolf for very kindly sending this along to the channel. Really do appreciate it. And here's Mark's review of a really, really terrific Wolf Whiskers shaving brush. When I mention Rocky Road, I'll bet your first thought is of ice cream, right? But what if I show you why you should be thinking of a shaving brush? I'm serious, a shaving brush. And you can thank Peter Wolf at Wolf Whiskers for it. He went to work and mixed the Rocky Road color, then turned the handle into a 712 handle shape. Then loaded the handle with a 26mm G5 synthetic knot from Maggards. I love the colors and the way they swirl. Wow, Mark, that's an absolutely spectacular shaving brush. Again, folks, we'll have a link to Wolf Whiskers where you can visit the website, get on that waiting list, and get one of these really wonderful, spectacular brushes from Peter Wolf at Wolf Whiskers. Mark, thanks again very, very much. Well, we have some wet shaving gear from the folks at Pearl Shaving to show you this week. We showed some last week. We're going to show you some more this week. First up is this really, really beautiful, rugged, well-built razor stand right here. A beautiful weighted base, beautifully chromed. Comes with a non-slip base here, weighted non-slip base. Really, really terrific. A wonderful item. Comes in at a really, really nice price point. And as they write here on their product page, right here, they say ergonomic design. This razor stand is made sturdy with its weighted base and rubber non-slip bottom. That's what I wanted to say right there. We've tried really hard to make this according to most sizes of razors and brushes, but if yours doesn't fit, you can return it, no questions asked. How about that? Comes in at a really, really nice price point, so it's not going to break the bank, and if you find that it doesn't fit a brush or two of yours, it's just great to have in your shaving den. It really is. I wouldn't return it because it really comes in a nice price point, and it really is very, very well made. Now, it comes in a blister pack like this, right? Here's where the base is. Here's where the main part of the stand is, and here's the stand where the brush, what would you call that? The fork, I guess you could say, where the brush and the razor would be seated. And they have instructions on the back on how it goes together, and it goes together very, very easily. So that's a really, really nice offering from Pearl Shaving. And again, it got some nice heft to it. The non-slip base, very, very nicely weighted. Yeah, looks going to look great in any shaving den. Really, really terrific. And I love the knurling right here. They also offered it in black and chrome. So we'll link that page below so you can check that out. Again, a really nice price point for a really well-made razor and brush stand that goes together in a snap. Really, really terrific item. So my thanks to the folks at Pearl Shaving for sending that along to the channel. Now, we've got a couple of razors to share with you this week. The first one, I've already done a review of it, and I really liked it. It was very, very efficient. My gosh. This is the SS-95 Black Marble Safety Razor. This is a twist to open razor. Now, the entire handle, you'll grab it on the neck here, and the entire handle turns to open up those doors. I found that when you're closing when you're installing a razor blade and you're closing this down, that there's a couple of clicks right there that kind of locks everything in place. At least that's the way it feels in my hand. And I'm assuming that's the design of the razor. Now, I've had a couple of shaves with this. I reviewed it. And boy, is this an efficient razor. 1 day's worth of beard growth. This is a 2-pass razor for me. My gosh, did I get a close shave with this. I like the compact size of the razor head. It is very nice and maneuverable. Love the shape of this handle. Fits very, very nicely in the hand. So it is a little shorter, a little more diminutive than some other twist open razors that you might be familiar with. It's about the same size as a Gillette Slim. And so that's the size, that's the comparable size that I have found it to liken it to. I show that side by side in my review. But really a terrific, very smooth, mild, yet highly efficient razor. Boy, did I get a really wonderful shave with this. And again, 2 passes, BBS finish, 1 day's worth of growth for me. A really terrific razor. It comes in at a nice price point. Brass handle, zinc alloy razor head. A lot of nice weight with this. A lot of good heft. This is a razor. Really pay attention, use a light touch. You also get some nice audio feedback from the razor head. So yeah, this was terrific. I really enjoyed shaving with this one. So that is the SS-95 razor in black marble, and they offer some other colors. They offer a yellow marble, a red marble, a white marble, that sort of thing. So yeah, really terrific. And again, comes in at a very nice price point. Next up is the SBF-11 razor. This is more of a classic razor look and design. It's twist open again, holding it on the neck. The entire handle turns, and those butterfly doors open up. I have not used this yet, but again, in just playing with the doors, going back and forth. This doesn't have those 2 extra clicks that the SS95 has, but it still seems to close securely and firmly. So I'm really looking forward to shaving with this one. Love the tight knurling on the handle. Love the ornamentation here on the neck and also on the bottom knob. That is terrific. This one's a little longer than the SS95, as you can see right here. The SS95 is a little under 3.5 inches in length. This one is about 4 inches. So you can see that very, very clearly. So this one feels great in the hand too. Again, my understanding is it's a brass handle, zinc alloy razor head, twist open butterfly doors. Just looks great. And again, has a similar razor head to the SS95. So I'm anticipating a similar shave with similar efficiency. Might change up a little bit due to the length of the handle and also the weight. But I absolutely love this knurling here because it is very, very grippy. So I'm looking forward to shaving with this. I have not shaved yet. And again, when I do the Monday morning mailbag, I kind of flip a coin. Should I shave before the show, or should I wait until after the show or the next day and have a little more beard growth so I can review a razor or shave soap, that sort of thing? So I decided that I'm going to just forego the shave before the show and maybe review one of these products here either after the show or tomorrow. We'll see. But really a terrific looking razor. Both are great looking razors and both come in at some really, really nice, affordable price points. So 3 more great items from the folks at Pearl Shaving: a really wonderful razor and brush stand, a great twist to open razor in the SS95 black marble, and the SBF-11 twist to open safety razor with that great classic safety razor look on the handle with the knurling, and just a really, really good looking razor. So some really, really wonderful offerings. And again, this review, we will be editing this review and getting this posted sometime down the road, and we will be reviewing the SPF 11 as well. So again, my thanks to the folks at Pearl Shaving for very kindly sending these items along and allowing me to share them with all the viewers out there. Really do appreciate it. Once more, the SS95 Black Marble Twist Open Safety Razor and the SBF 11 Chrome Traditional Style Butterfly Twist Open Safety Razor. Both of them come in at really, really nice price points. And we'll have the links below so you can check them out yourself. Thanks again to everyone at Pearl Shaving. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention about the Pearl safety razors. They all come in this really, really nice packaging. And in the packaging, it's a sleeve box like this. They give you a shaving guide. And they also give you a polishing cloth like this. Let me show you the polishing cloth. They give you a nice polishing cloth like this. Check that out. Isn't that nice? With the Pearl logo on it. Huh? How about that? Really nice. And some blades. Give you some blades. They give you, looks to be 10 of the gentleman blades. I like these a lot. These are very, very nice. And yeah, so that's what you get. You get the razor, polishing cloth, and blades, and a shaving guide with each of these razors. And once more, you get the Pearl logo on the bottom knob of the razors right there. Check. Let me see if I can get that in the lighting there so you can see that. Okay. Isn't that nice? That's a really, really nice touch. All right. Thanks again to everyone at Pearl Shaving for sending this along. Viewer Jamie Horn checked in and he writes, Panta products are now available in the U.S. at the Razor Company. Yes, soaps, brushes, etc. I love Panta, and I know many other wet shavers do as well. So please check it out at the Razor Company. And Jamie also provided a link, which we will provide below. Thank you very, very much, Jamie. Interestingly, we have a companion message that goes along with this from Scott Martin, and he writes, shopping the world at the Razor Company. Hi, Mark. 3MB has been exceptional as usual, and I never miss an episode. So thanks for all the hard work you put into the show. Thanks very much for that, Scott. I really do appreciate it. Again, the viewers, they make the show possible. He continues here. I don't know where you would categorize this, but I just wanted to point out something on the Razor Company's website that I think is great. It's more of a shopping tip than anything. Recently, I got some wonderful shaving creams from the Razor Company that were made in Poland and India. When I was shopping, I noticed they have an unusual search function on their site. If you search the words made in, that's MADEIN, made in, they will list an enormous variety of countries from all over the globe, and you can just check the box of the country you want to explore. This makes it really easy to discover soaps from South Africa or blades from the Czech Republic or a razor from Portugal. Regardless of where you look, you're going to discover a lot of products out there that you've probably never seen or heard of before, which I think is really fun. So I just wanted to point this out for the adventurous shoppers out there. Maybe other sites have this function, but I haven't seen it before. Cheers, Scott. Scott, thanks very, very much for this. This really pairs up well with Jamie's message about Panta being available on the Razor Company's website. So here's another way where you can find Panta and other kinds of soaps, razors, blades, and other products from around the world. Just in the search function, use the words made in, and all these offerings from all over the world will come right up on the Razor Company's website. Jamie, Scott, thanks very, very much for the heads up on these products and the website. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Marco Batelli sent this along, and he writes, "Good morning, Mark. I just want to say hello and send you the link to the site that sells very well-stocked blades, if you think it might be useful to mention. Greetings from Rome, Marco." This is very useful, Marco. Thank you very, very much. It's a great reminder that you can find any kind of razor blade in any kind of quantity under the sun at razorbladesclub.com. We will link them below. A great, great resource if you're looking for a very specific or exotic kind of razor blade. razorbladesclub.com should have it. So thanks very much, Marco, for sending this along. Really do appreciate it. Once again, folks, www.razorbladesclub.com for all your razor blade needs. Thanks again, Marco. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up this week's look at new wet shaving gear. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some of these questions and comments. Hey, viewer Jimmy V Photography sent this along. This was really, really interesting. And here's what Jimmy writes. "Hi, Mark. Here's a funny. I have an ear infection that requires me to put drops and then meds-soaked cotton in both ears. This combo makes for a pretty effective noise blocker. Since I must leave the cotton in for at least an hour, I did it right after my shower and before I shave. This was the first time I ever shaved with my ears blocked up. So I did the usual lather up, grabbed my console loaded with Persona Blue, and went to work. I'll tell you what, if you've ever thought you had audio feedback before, you ain't heard nothing yet, laugh out loud. I swear it sounds like you can hear individual hairs being cut. What was very interesting was that you could really hear the difference between a with the grain and against the grain pass. I tell you, I'm glad I have a set of Shocks induction headphones. Work great for listening to music or TV when your ears have cotton in them. Actually, they work even better when your ears are stuffed. Well, that's it. I just saw your first video from the road trip. Looking good. Jimmy V. Hey, Jimmy, thanks very, very much for the nice words about the California road trip video. Really do appreciate that. And yeah, that is really something, getting more feedback during your shave when your ears are blocked up. Has anyone else tried this before? Or maybe you've stumbled on it like Jimmy has. That sounds really, really interesting. And maybe that's something that we should try in the shave den ourselves. Maybe stop up your ears or get some noise canceling headphones, something like that, and go about having a shave and listening to that audio feedback internally, I guess you could say. That really is really quite interesting and very, very intriguing. So Jimmy, thanks very much for passing that along. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Kenny Embry sent along this email, and he writes, "Hey Mark, listening to 3MB. Thanks for making it a podcast." Well, you're very welcome, Kenny. And I'll give you a little more background on how the podcast came about. But let's continue with his email. Listening about Brock, who's getting started, and I started thinking about what I wish I knew when I got started. Almost all of us get started with wet shaving because it's so cheap. Blades can be had for a nickel to a dime a piece. The handle can be as little as $10 new, or there might be an old Gillette floating around the family somewhere from a family member who remembers when Granddad used it. Soaps will put you back $15 from Stirling and another $15 for Shave Splash. A brush can be had for $5. All in, you could get started with wet shaving for $30, and most of the hardware will outlive you. Compare that to Gillette's newest cartridge contraption or other razor systems, and you recognize immediately how much money you're not spending on, frankly, a shave you will probably remember as a rake across your face once you master the technique of 1950s technology. You'll get a better shave and your face will be healthier. It's a better experience. However, you won't stop there though. You'll get more stuff. You'll want to try a new brush. You want to smell a new soap. You'll wonder if another razor will shave better, or what would happen if you ignore all the warnings about feather blades and gave them a try. Wet shaving is extremely cheap until you start down the rabbit hole, and that's a deep hole to fall down. So let me give you a little advice from someone who probably has about 40 soaps collecting dust. 1. Try new stuff. Mark does a great job of telling you what he likes, and he generally likes a lot. But listen carefully to why he likes it and see if you are in the same boat. 2. Talk to others through the comments or join a group or two. You're going to learn about synthetic brushes, board brushes, badger brushes, horsehair brushes, bulb shapes, fan shapes, hybrid shapes, wood handles, acrylic handles, phoenix brushes, razor rock brushes, artisan brushes, and those are just the brushes. Every part of the wet shaving experience has a ton of choices, so ask about them. You didn't just start a hobby, you joined a tribe. The wet shaving community is generous. They've saved me a lot of money telling me why I might not like a soap or why a specific razor might look nice but wouldn't work as well for me. They saved me time and money. But they've also introduced me to soaps like Moon Soaps, Razor Rock, Ariana and Evans, and the old standby Cella, which combines well with other soaps. Yeah, they'll save you money and cost you, but they make the hobby fun and worthwhile. 3, don't hold tight to things you figure out you'll never use. There might come a point where you have to choose between your spouse or new shave stuff. There is a right answer, so choose wisely. Paying it forward is always a good thing to do. Recouping a little cash isn't bad either. 4, set your limits. After about a year, I dialed into what I really like. For the record, I've got my magnificent 7 razors: Rex Ambassador, Rex Council, Replated Fat Boy, Rockwell 2 Stainless, Yaki Tile, Yaki Final Cut in Brass, and the Pearl Flexi. I've tried other stuff, and I just found I keep coming back to these razors. I've got my favorite 4 brushes, my favorite 3 blades, and about a dozen soaps which never disappoint. Once you have your favorites, you'll know. 5, share what you have and what you know with people you can help. I have 2 sons and 1 son-in-law. I taught all of them to shave with a safety razor. Once they knew how, I bought them each a replated Fat Boy or Slim. And I know very well that at some point they'll be talking about who should have some of Dad's old razors. That's a nice feeling. It's nice knowing that there's a part of me they'll remember every morning. It's a great hobby. You'll meet some extremely generous people, and you will probably be able to help a new guy who thought he might try the traditional wet shave sometime. It's always great to hear from them. Anyway, that's what I was thinking. Thanks for what you do, Mark. Kenny, an absolutely superlative email. It fits in so well with earlier comments on the show about the tradition of the wet shave, the family connections, the history. Really, really terrific. And I'm sure if Brock is listening to this, because Brock was the listener, the viewer that in a previous Monday morning mailbag, he had just started out and he needed some recommendations and some advice. This is absolutely superlative advice. Kenny, thank you very, very much. Now, I promised a little update on the history of the podcast. There was a viewer named Brian Harding who wrote me and said, you know, Mark, I love the Monday morning mailbag, but I don't have time to sit in front of the television to watch it or in front of my computer. It would be great if it was audio only and you could do a podcast, create a podcast from it, so it would stream from different podcast services. And I said to Brian, that would be great. I don't know how to do it. And Brian Harding helped me set up the Monday morning mailbag podcast as well as the Second Cup podcast. It's because of Brian's efforts and helping me get everything organized in getting the podcasts to all these streaming services so everything syncs up correctly. Not only did he help lay the groundwork for all this, he tested it and double checked everything to make sure that it was going to work. And it has worked and wonderfully well. So I don't think I've ever thanked Brian Harding appropriately on the show. And I want to make sure that Brian gets the credit, because the reason why we have the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast and the Second Cup podcast is all due to Brian Harding. Brian, thank you very, very much. You've made the Monday Morning Mailbag available to many, many others out there who simply want to listen to the Monday Morning Mailbag because they may not have the time to sit in front of a computer or a smartphone, or maybe they're on their morning commute and it's a little more convenient for them to listen to the Monday Morning Mailbag than to actually watch it. So my thanks to Brian Harding for making possible the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast as well as the Second Cup podcast. Thanks again, Brian. And thanks again, Kenny. Really, really do appreciate it. And that wraps up another Monday Morning Mailbag. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers and sellers that you see displayed on the bottom of the screen right now. They make and offer some wonderful artisan shave soap. They also offer some wonderful wet shaving gear to enhance your traditional wet shave. The next time you're online, please take a moment, pay them a visit. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerati, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the two cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video, or try to find all the differences before time runs out. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.